Hi and welcome to vlog number 8. Edgeofplay.com is a free resource for coaches. We ask you to go on the site, subscribe for free, and then you'll have access to loads of videos, lots of downloadable content, and much more. We are producing this series of World Cup vlogs at the moment because it's a great time to look at the tactics and the technique of the managers, the players involved in this tournament. In today's vlog, I'm going to look at the England versus Tunisia game. Early on in the game, what was really impressive to see was just finally seeing some pressing. So when the ball went into this area for Tunisia and players were heading back towards their own goal, the England players got after that. I expected to see more out and out pressing in this World Cup, and so far it's been a bit here and there. So there was a real definite press going on, putting pressure on the ball and then winning second balls. This was actually helped a little bit by Tunisia's strange start to the game, in that they were playing balls into players under pressure and then getting caught on the ball in these kind of areas. What was really nice to see, which I've not seen from England teams too often in the past, was the quick movement and interplay. So there were times where they got themselves in lovely little situations, making these little manoeuvres. There was a definite movement and rotation on the pitch, and the pace of the play in the first half an hour was really quick. It wasn't just England though, there was pressing actually early on as well. Tunisia put some decent presses on the England team, particularly targeted the side centre-backs in Maguire and Kyle Walker. And a few times the ball was given away carelessly. But when a team presses you, does that straight away make you fall apart? You're going to lose possession a few times if you're playing this way. How many times do you lose possession when you just went long? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's the same with playing out from the back. The risk you take is that you get the ball away in an area and they're in a shootable position. But that is the risk you take with this way of playing. The ball's been given away, okay, deal with it, respond to it, win it back, and then try not to make the same mistake next time. A slight difference, a slight angle being better. Receiving the ball across body, a slight thing can mean possession's kept or possession is lost. One of the issues I picked up in the friendly was, do England have a centre midfielder in this area here, getting on the ball, who can play the telling, quality, incisive, subtle passes that are going to be needed? With Henderson, I'm seeing certain sides of his game that show promise. Too many times the ball came into here, I think it was at one particular time I noticed it here, received the ball here and played it straight back. There was no, he should have been turning out, moving into the space here and seeing what was further forward. He hasn't got the absolute top level of awareness of what's going on around him. Not many players do. Your Pirlos do. They can get the ball in there. Busquets has it, Michael Carrick has it, Paul Scholes, totally underutilised. They had that ability to receive in the tightest of areas, and they wouldn't just play back, they would turn and play a nice little pass. There are not many players that can do that. He has got the ability, and he's showed it a few times, to play this kind of ball from here and do a diagonal switch. He pinpointed one lovely to this area here. He has got that in the locker, so there is something there. But what I like with Henderson is that you see improvement, you see development from game to game. When he does turn forwards, there's a lot of options to play to. You've got your striker, you've got your number 10 in Sterling, playing off Kane, sometimes running behind, sometimes into here. You've got Lingard and Ali, both good movers off the ball. So there's a lot of options to play forward to. And in the first half, England, even though it didn't always come from midfield, were getting the ball into this area a great deal. And when they did, these players were relatively close together. They were able to link up and then play balls into gaps to run onto. What England struggled with was finishing. That was clear. Lingard had some chances, Sterling had a chance, ended up being offside, I think. Several players had opportunities to finish and to put this game to bed. The pace they're playing at is really good to see. It's opening up teams. Can the player running at full pace though then switch to the composure needed to finish? And that will come with age and experience and time. In the second half, Tunisia made a clear decision to drop off more, and this did make it more difficult for England. The key thing is then patience. You've got to just keep patient. There's been a change to the game scenario. You have to just adapt to that. England's issue really was just the pace of the play. So in the first half, they were able to get balls to Lingard, to Sterling, to Ali in this area. Second half, what the Tunisians did much better was they screened balls into these players. They stopped the ball being comfortably played into there. It's just a case of keeping up the pace of the play. So it might be predictable what you do, because at the moment the space is here and you want it to come here. You don't have to play it slowly just because it's not on yet. What we'd like to see there is England playing a bit quicker. It might come into here, they might get shut down in this area, come back, go across, play in, play across. And what you will gradually do is test the fitness, the concentration of the opponent. Now in the 2 warm-up games for the tournament, I've mentioned twice now that the second half performances have not matched the first half performances. But each time an opponent sees what England are doing and adapts their way of playing. England then have to adapt as well. The runs have to still be there. These runs are important. They drag people around and then they make space for other people. Within one switch of play, there were more options on. So you just imagine 2 switches of play, what you're going to create then. As long as you do it quickly, you'll find spaces. England has shown themselves to have a real strength with set pieces, and in this game it was 2 corners that ultimately led to the goals that they scored. Tunisia put 2 players on the front here. One to cover Lingard, who was offering this short pass here, and one presumably just to make it more difficult for the corner taker. Tunisia line up 4 and an almost zonal across the 6-yard box. Around the penalty spot area, to the back end of that, interestingly, England committed 4 players to that area. Tunisia committed 3. Kane and Henderson peel off that pack of players and move into this area here. With the floated cross, England are gambling here on their players to win the aerial battle. Stones makes the header, comes back, and Kane was there to finish. Maguire and Stones, when the ball's won, are actually in contact with each other. That's how tight they are to each other, which makes them very difficult to mark. So for the second goal, Tunisia trying to adapt their strategy slightly, and they bring these 2 players off here, one onto the front post, and the second player comes into this pack of 4-on-4. Again, Henderson and Kane have peeled off that group of players there. Maguire wins the knockdown, and then Kane arrives at this area here to head in with a really good finish. So there's a definite plan going on with those corners, but I think there's definitely a work in progress. They have to finish chances. They have to keep the speed of play up in second half. The second half of matches still seems to be a bit of an issue. And in terms of substitutes, it looked like Dele Alli had an injury, should have come off a lot sooner. They waited too long to do that. He was completely not in the game at that point. Freshening up things sooner, I think, would have been a good idea. So that is something I think I'd like to see improvement on for the next game. I hope you found this vlog interesting, and I hope you enjoyed the World Cup at the moment. If you haven't done already, please go on edgeofplay.com and subscribe. Please follow us and like us on all the different social media avenues. See you at the next vlog.